that Jurgen Klopp has announced his decision to step down as Liverpool manager at the end of this current season. He's informed the club's ownership. John W. Henry and the rest know about it. Of course they know about it. They would know about it first. Now we know about it. His assistants, Pep Linders and Peter Krawietz, as well as his elite development coach, Vita Matos, are all going too. But the massive news, the bombshell news, is that the man that every Liverpool fan in the land loves, Jurgen Klopp, is calling time on his managerial career at Liverpool. Simon's with me, so too is Martin Keown. Huge reaction to this, and nobody better than Graeme Souness to react live on this show. Graeme, good morning to you. What is your reaction to this massive news, Graeme?
I'm amazed, Jim. I'm amazed. I just think it's, the demands of that job. It's one of the best jobs in the world if you can get it right. He's certainly done that. And it would appear that, having a very difficult season last year, he's got a team again. But it's just the toll it takes on the individual. And when I look at Jurgen Klopp, I mean, he's such a perfect fit for Liverpool because, he's on it, he's at it, he's aggressive, he's very emotional, he's confrontational, he's everything Liverpool supporters love. But that takes a toll. The pressures of being a manager at a big football club are enormous.
Well, that's what he's saying, Graeme. He's saying, I'm running out of energy. I have no problem now, but I am absolutely fine now. But I know I cannot do the job again and again and again and again. That's what he's just been saying.
Well, he's been at the coal face. How long has he been at Liverpool? Is it the best part of 10 years?
Since 2015, Gray.
Yes, so he's done the most remarkable job. When you think how he's been competing against, firstly, Chelsea with their spending power, Man United with their consistent spending power, and of course, Man City have joined that group. And he's won a couple of big trophies, the biggest trophies. The job he's done is quite remarkable. And when I look at him, I mean, he looks. I don't think I'm overstating it, but it looks like he's been beat up. Metaphorically. He looks like a man that's so intense and so on it. He looks like, he's going through the mill. And when you work at that football club, it's such an emotional football club. That affects you. You get it very quickly. I worked at Glasgow Rangers. I worked at Liverpool. I worked at Galatasaray, Benfica. That gets to you. It gets to you. You feel passion coming from the supporters. It sort of increases the responsibility you feel for the job and what job you're doing, and the pressures are enormous. I'm surprised because I believe he's got a team that's got a lot of life going forward. When I say a lot of life, it's got years ahead of it. Can only get better. I say years, a long time in football, the next 3 or 4 years. And he weathered the storm last year in terms of having an indifference, and that team looked like they could go places. Good enough to tickle it, but this time, whoever gets that job at the end of the season is walking into I say it all the time, you don't get a job at a football club, very, very rarely job at a football club as a manager because it's going well.
Great. I mean, a couple of years ago, he signed a new contract in April 22, which took him up to 2026. Last year, I think he talked about lacking energy and feeling the pace a little bit. This season, he's obviously been rebuilt, and now the side are top of the Premier League in a situation where they could win the quadruple. I know it's a very tall ask, but in the Europa League, they're in the FA Cup, they're in the League Cup final. Do you think it's a case of that energy lost last year, engineered a focus on him this year, but because the team is now looking like a successful side, go out now, knowing that I've expended all the energy to get to the side, get it back again, and leave it with people wanting more from me rather than wanting less?
I'm not sure how there's any benefit in announcing it now. Is that going to give, other than it making it very emotional every time he's in the dugout at Anfield, are the players going to be reacting differently? I wouldn't have thought so. I think the fact, if I'm telling me, because I'm this is all new to me, like it is to you.
Yeah.
That I just hear on the telly, all the staff are going.
Yeah.
So they've obviously had a meeting about that, more than one meeting about that, and collective. Now that would be impossible to keep quiet.
Yeah. I mean, Graeme, you've sat in the Liverpool hot seat. How hot is it? How tough is the job?
Oh, well, it didn't go as well as I wanted to when I was there, and it was well. I am Jim. At 38, I ended up having open heart surgery, and that was the worry. It wasn't. It wasn't helpful having that job, but it's a job that if you're offered it, you just can't turn it down. It's just one of the jobs in world football. And you sit with Martin Keown. I'm interested to ask him. There isn't a better place to play football. It's a place for an away team to get a result. I know his team went and won the bloody league there one night, but it's a hard place to get a result. It's a hard, and passionate supporters only increases the pressure on you.
My point was, Gray, I get the impression this might have been coming, and it might have come last year, because he talked about energy last year, and because the season was what it was last year, Klopp wanted to go again this season and give himself an opportunity to go out with success, potentially on the offing.
Simon, why now?
Because I think it's as good as it gets now, isn't it? You're top of the Premier League.
No, but Simon, Graham's onto something here. I'm looking at the messages. Why now? Why now? Why is he leaving now? We could win a quadruple. Why is he saying that he's going to go at the end of this?
It's because it's at the core of what this man is.
Yeah.
It's about truth. It's about honesty. And I actually feel when you look at the bigger picture, I think it's better the way he manages with emotion to get it out there. I've seen this look, Wenger never made any massive announcements, but he never hid anything. And there was sometimes I felt he should. But actually, it brings more from the rest of the group. They can walk into training, it's in their face. He can't look at you in the morning, Jim, and work with you and with any honesty and say, do you know what, I'm going to be leaving this lot at the end of the season. So he wants it out there, and I think it will work. And I think it puts Pep and Man City under huge pressure, the energy that's going to draw from this team.
Do you know what, Martin? I think that's a brilliant point, Graeme. All of a sudden, they're all together. Not that they weren't beforehand, but the players, the fans, they all know that Jurgen's time is now limited at the football club, that he's leaving. My God, who wants to play Liverpool now?
Yeah, I would take that as a criticism when I was a Liverpool player right now. That I'm going to try harder now because my manager's leaving. I think I'd give everything, no matter if the manager was there for 20 years or there for 20 minutes. I'm going to go out there and do everything for that club. You're doing it for yourself, your supporters. Yeah, the manager somewhere in that line of importance. But no, that's my thing. I think it's a strange time to announce it now, because I'm not quite sure where the benefits are.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.